what are some of the core qualities that you know to be true that have served you well or that would serve anyone well?
Mhm.
Um, because candidly, I think your job is hard.
Mhm.
It's like getting the butts in the seats, and we've got COVID, and that's kind of a curveball. But people are always moving the goalposts. It's what have you done for me lately? And
Yeah.
it's never enough. And then sometimes if they miss the whole, management or retention piece, it
Mhm.
can be very costly, literally and figuratively.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, again, I've kind of done most things in HR these days. Not overseeing compensation or benefits, know enough about compensation to be dangerous at a cocktail party, but you know, I think the thing that served me really well is just curiosity, right? And also wanting to understand how everything works together. So what's the big picture and how do all the puzzle pieces fit into that picture? So and that's helped in terms of how do all the components of what makes up HR these days. So, if I look at what HR is comprised of at Patelco or what it was comprised of at TiVo or at Blue Shield or anywhere I've been, it tends to be anything and everything to do with how do you engage the human part of human resources. It tends to be, the communications component, the development component. It answers a lot of the questions that people have around, what's my position in the organization? HR tends to answer what is the, tell me what the future holds kind of thing in terms of career pathing or jobs or that sort of thing. It has a lot to do with defining how autonomous people could be or not be. Um, it has a lot to do with helping people establish relationships in terms of communication across functions or communication between functions, or what is the structure of an organization and how do people relate to each other and get work done. That's sort of the definition of culture, right? And a lot of it has to do with what people deem as fair or not fair in the workplace. And that has everything to do, that's very human, that goes through all our brains. And so that's always been the core of my curiosity, is what makes people tick.
That's a great answer. I would add to that perseverance. And I know
Mhm. That's
what
too.
you said. One of the things I think, and again, you have this in spades, is not just the curiosity, but the willingness to go over the middle and ask the questions. Because sometimes companies hire people and they just want them to come in and, nod their head and smile a lot and
Yeah.
endorse or support
Mhm.
executive decisions or senior leadership decisions that have, for all intents and purposes, already been made. And it's like, hey, if
Mhm.
I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. You just need to
Yeah.
do what I tell you. And
Yeah.
so that curiosity piece supplemented by, hey, you gotta break a few eggs if you want to make an omelet, and you're willing to go there, which I
Oh, for
think, frankly,
sure.
has been largely why you're so good at what you do and has made you successful. It's also probably broken
Well,
a few eggs,
know,
but still, here you are. So that's a good answer. Producer Bev, you said you had a question. I'd love to hear from you.
Earlier when you were introducing yourself, you included behaviorist
yeah,
in your description. Did you like train for that, or is that
sort
something that
of.
has come about? Because my background is retail, and I've always said
Oh, I see.
between the customers and the people you hire for
Yeah,
minimum wage, it's a free course in human behavior. So
absolutely.
is that how you came by yours, or was that a real?
Good
Um,
question.
Not so much that way, although, so, my graduate degree was in communication, and I chose communication because I was rather unfocused is probably one way to put it in what I wanted to do. And I just wanted, again, I loved undergraduate school so much. I just wanted to go back and learn. So I picked
Wait,
a
hold on. It sounded like you said I loved undergraduate. What did you really
I did.
say?
I loved my
Oh my
undergrad
God.
experience quite a bit.
Somebody timestamp that for the The teaser clip. Okay, go
love
ahead.
my undergrad experience because I love the learning, right? And I was
Oh my
a
God.
multidisciplinary major and all of that. And I wanted that again for graduate school. Now, I was a little naive because, graduate school is intended to be you're choosing a career path. This isn't just a, go and have a free form learning for 4 years. But I chose communications because it was the most interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary program I could find. That included psychology, sociology, and then all the statistics and those sorts of things. And so that sort of whet my appetite for human and organizational behavior in that sense. And then when I was at when I started out in organization development, and I went and had a role at HealthNet, and I got some really great training there on emotional intelligence and human motives and values. So the scholar is David McClelland, and I got boot camped and certified and things like that. But that really sort of got me into really thinking about and learning about why people are wired and make choices to behave the way we do in certain situations, right? And
I
so
love that. We need to do a whole episode on that. Okay, keep going.
and so it just that, and then the curiosity to continue just to build my own expertise and knowledge of that area sort of gives me a bunch of frameworks by which I can assess and look at how folks are behaving in a certain situation or in certain ways, and look at patterns, and then kind of reach some explanation to say, okay, so this must be what their motivation is, or this could be what their values are driven by, just by knowing what that looks like when it's in action and behavior.